We have to train hard. Train hard, train hard. And if you train hard, the fight is easy. That's what I believe. I can remember my life when I was young. We're nothing. I mean, sometimes we eat, sometimes we don't have food to eat. So that's our life before. We don't have our own house, we don't have land, we don't have even food. We just, you know, we have to work every day to make money to buy food for the family. So even we're too young to work, but we have to work. Like selling donuts, selling pandesal, selling flowers, just to earn money to buy food. I told Uncle, if I'm gonna be a boxer, I'm gonna be like them. And then my uncle pushed me how to teach me how to box.
When he was 15, without his parents' permission or even their knowledge, he moved to Manila, the Philippine capital, at the behest of a local promoter. A year later, he was fighting as a pro and winning, even though legally he was too young to enter the ring.
Somebody told me, oh, you cannot fight. Why? You have to be 18 years old. I just cheated my age. I was 16 years old.
Soon after, we rode again. This time, even bigger news. Ma, thanks be to God, somebody took me in as a boxer and I'm training and fighting again. I'm in a boxing show on TV. It's called Blow by Blow. He was going to call me long distance. And I finally got to talk to him and excitedly said, "Mang, watch my fight on TV tomorrow."
3 wins and no loss. Hindi pa ho siya nakatalo. Manny Pacquiao.
On the attack. Wow! Pacquiao on the attack. Na-solid po niya kanina si Desierto.
Desierto also fighting back, but Desierto now aiming at the midsection of Pacquiao.
Ayun, left. Dalawang sunod. Natamaan si Desierto, but he was able to come back. He is trying to come back.
And again, a combination from Pacquiao. And he sends Desierto reading against the ropes. Desierto is back in the corner. He's trapped. Right. Desierto fighting out of the corner. Well, Pacquiao is using that right hand now as a measuring device, but he has been able to connect with his left.
Yes.
Desierto also connected that time
with an uppercut. Maganda, fast and furious action from both these youngsters. And there's another left.
Yes, a left to the jaw of Desierto.
Yeah. All right, this time. Yes. Desierto doesn't know how to take a punch. He doesn't fall into his own opponent. He doesn't clinch. He doesn't cover up.
Well, Pacquiao has been able to really pinpoint his target here in this round.
The crowd egging on Pacquiao.
Enjoying the action now.
That's
Pacquiao
right.
has been able to land that left repeatedly. Kasi bumababa yung kanan ng kamay ni Desierto.
Maganda so far ang timing ni Pacquiao.
Oh, very, very well timed yung kanyang kaliwa. Although Desierto that time connected with a nice right hand.
Good fight between these two boxers. Maganda. Sabayan, palitan.
Actually, may parang masamang bisyo ito si Pacquiao because he has a tendency to bring down his right arm. Pero ito si Desierto has not been able to take advantage of that. He should score with a left hook. Oy!
Umatras, umayaw!
I never thought he'll get anywhere as a fighter. He was wild. He threw punches from all directions, no science whatsoever. But he had power, and he had guts, he had courage. And that was the thing going for him. But I never, in my wildest dreams, thought he will get where he is today.
Never forget that first time I came to Wildcard Gym and I met Freddie. Freddie was he was young back then.
So I says, well, you never know when the next Muhammad Ali's gonna walk through your doors, right? So like I'll get first choice if something good walks through those doors. So one day Manny Pacquiao walked through that door right there, and I was doing mitts with somebody else in the ring, and he asked me, he's like, hey, you're good in the mitts, can we do some rounds? I said, yeah, sure. So he came up, and after one round, I went to my people, I said, wow, this guy can fucking fight. And then he went to his manager. He says, we have a new trainer. After one round, I'm so happy I built this gym, because without this, Pacquiao and I would have never met.
What stood out about Manny is that I never saw somebody that had power and speed. I saw guys with power before, I saw guys with speed before, but I never saw a fighter that had both like him. Then, of course, the Waba fight came up.
When we heard the notice 2 weeks before the fight, he's worried a little bit because 2 weeks preparation before the fight, and it's a championship fight. But the thing is, I told him that I just finished my fight in the Philippines, so nothing to worry because I'm in shape.
I told everyone about this new guy I have. I said he's going to be a superstar, and they're all laughing at me. All the top-ranked guys say, you know, you're going to get killed. I said, no. I said, watch this guy. He's something special.
Leshanolo Ledwaba will be taking on Manny Pacquiao. And for more on that, let's go back downstairs to Jim Lampley. Jim?
All right, tail of the tape for Leshanolo Ledwaba against Manny Pacquiao. I'll get it right, Pacquiao.
In all great boxing tales, there's always one bout that changes the course of the story forever. A performance that ensures they'll learn the name and never forget the fighter.
Pacquiao. Say Pacquiao. Pacquiao.
June 23rd, 2001. It's my first time in America, so absolutely I'm an underdog.
He took this fight on only 2 weeks' notice, only came here to America 10 days ago. That's a TKO victory for the very impressive Manny Pacquiao.
I had never seen him, and frankly, I'd never heard of him, but I've seen and heard of him now.
After that fight, it changed a lot.
Manny Pacquiao is the biggest punching 122-pound fighter to have come along in a while. Tail of the tape, Pacquiao with a 10-year age advantage over Jorge Eliezer Julio. Pacquiao an 1.5 inches taller. Julio with long arms and a 1-inch reach advantage. Julio weighed in right on the 122-pound limit. Pacquiao unusually 1.5 pounds under. And tonight, Pacquiao unofficially weighs 129. Julio 130. Rules for the bout with Bobby Chaz.
This fight is going to be governed by the unified rules of the Association of Boxing Commissions. The scoring will be a 10-point must system. There will be no standing 8 count and no 3 knockdown rule. Fighter cannot be saved by the bell in any round. Only the referee can stop the fight. In case of an accidental foul, we go to the scorecards after round number 4.
One of the very greatest of all modern trainers, Eliezer Julio, a part of the stable of Ricardo Maldonado, who sent many top fighters into the ring. Box! Oh, big left hand by Pacquiao. Pacquiao with a body shot after missing with the wild right hand. You can see what a big hitter Pacquiao wants to be. Throws every punch with aggressive intentions. Now round 2 begins. Another straight left hand by Pacquiao. And you heard Julio's corner saying, hit him in the belly. And down goes Julio.
It was a perfect execution of what he was told in the corner. Jab and followed him with the left hand. Did it twice in a row. The second one dropped Julio.
This is some prospect, Bobby. To me, he's every bit as exciting as Prince Nassim Hamed.
He really is. He can punch. He can take a punch. He's aggressive. And he loves to fight.
Julio trying to fight his way back. A little grabbing and holding might be the thing to do. Pacquiao's just getting ready to swing away again. And Bill Clancy's seen enough. Devastating second round TKO for Manny Pacquiao. What a comeback from the misfortune of San Francisco.
Very, very impressive against a fighter who is not that easy to beat. It's not easy to dominate. That I can tell you.
I think the most impressive thing was exactly what you pointed out. Freddie Roach calmly said, double jab and then follow with the left hand. He
did it in the first 10 seconds, hit him good, followed up with it and dropped him, and that was the beginning of the end for Julio.
That's why I didn't see it. This is for your family. The whole world. The whole world, Sean.
I have worked with 17 world champions in all so far. I think Mr. Fudge has like 23, 24, and I'm chasing him.
Freddie's latest charge, Manny Pacquiao, is a fighter with whom he shares a playful bond.
He's looking for my my future, you know, good future, not bad.
This kid is so fun to work with. Everything he does,
is 100%. And that's the way fighters are supposed to be.
I trust him, and he's like my father.
He's like my kid to me. He's like my son. I mean, I love this kid. I don't talk to my fighters about my disease, and I don't think Manny even knows that I have Parkinson's, to be honest with you. It doesn't get in the way of my life and my training at all. Parkinson's is part of my life, but let's keep it at that. You know?
We don't have a problem about that.
My doctors tell me, you know, someday it could affect me where I can't function as well as I do. And I said, well, until that day happens, I'm gonna work my ass off. I'm not gonna lie down and die. I'm a fighter, and I'll be a fighter till the end. I don't want anyone to feel sad for me, because I'm very happy.
San Antonio, Texas, a town of nearly 2 million people, home of the Alamo, the world champion San Antonio Spurs, and big-time boxing. Pernell Whitaker, Julio Cesar Chavez, James Leija, Azuma Nelson, Oscar De La Hoya. Big names have fought here tonight. Marco Antonio Barrera, 57-3. One no contest, 40 knockouts. Manny Pacquiao, 37-2-1, 28 knockouts, 12 rounds for featherweight supremacy in the world. What about the tension? What about him moving up? What about his southpaw power? Will that affect Barrera? All those questions will now be put on the table and answered over the course of this scheduled 12-rounder. It should be a dandy, and here we go.
You notice that Barrera seems to be naturally a bigger fighter. That was a slip.
Pacquiao is down though. They're calling it a knockdown, so Pacquiao already in some deep trouble. Pacquiao slipping through with the left hand. Barrera stalking him. But a lot of guys don't come back from that. As Barrera basically reinvented himself, came back a lot stronger, became more of a boxer.
Exactly.
Pacquiao thinks he got to Barrera. Barrera does not think so. But Pacquiao scores twice nicely there.
He's got quick hands.
Pacquiao getting in.
He's throwing it right now.
Pacquiao doing his best work, and he drove Barrera back. And then Barrera turned it around and tried to steal it back. So a good round for Pacquiao again as he tries to open it up. And look at this. The power, the speed. And he's got Barrera's number so far.
Pacquiao just keeps penetrating those gloves. Look at those 2 shots right there, 4 shots.
Heads came together there. Pacquiao is not slowing down.
He just landed 2 uppercuts right there. It almost goes unnoticed. He's hit him so often.
Barrera just getting overwhelmed, and you have to think about him coming back and fighting again. This is bad stuff for him to be taking.
Well, the ref might stop it for him.
Here's Pacquiao all over. Here comes the corner.
Lawrence Cole is thinking about it.
Will they do it? The corner finally does it.
He did.
And Lawrence Cole in there at the same time. Well, there has to be an act of compassion.
So you were a star before this fight. What are you now?
Superstar ka na ba lang ngayon?
Now I'm superstar to the eyes of the people, but in myself I don't want to be higher than before. I will still before down. I will still down before.
He means that he wanted to still be humble as he usually is.
Thank you very much, Manny, for a great fight. Congratulations again. Jim, how often is it in this life that you have high expectations and they are met or even surpassed in anything? I've often mentioned the theater of the unexpected. Things happen in a ring that you can never anticipate. We try to be smart enough to look at all the possibilities and something else happens invariably. Well, this is the theater of expected. And I'm all for that, too.
The straight left hand, and there's the punching power. Juan Manuel Marquez hasn't ever seen anything like that. Who has? Hard right hand stuns Pacquiao. Pacquiao once again wants to fight fire with fire. Marquez pops him with the right hand. Fire against fire. Down the stretch. Pacquiao's left, Marquez's right. Last chance to make a statement. What a battle. That's the first real knockdown of Eric Morales' career. Manny Pacquiao has knocked out the great Eric Morales.
Let's go to the water cooler and talk about it for the rest of the weekend.
Down goes Morales on a Pacquiao right hand. And the brave heart of Morales holds up, but his legs go again. Third knockdown of the fight by Pacquiao against Morales.
Doesn't want to get
Eric
up.
Morales takes his head as if to say, I want no more. Hard right hand by Marquez. Uppercut by Marquez. Huge left hook. Buckles Pacquiao. Down goes Marquez on a straight left hand shot. Perfect shot by Pacquiao. What guts both fighters have shown tonight. One more right hand for Marquez. One more combination for Pacquiao. They trade shots down the stretch. The difference in the fight was the knockdown.
We're going to take you back now to Manny's biggest night. When the idea first originated to match the one-time flyweight Pacquiao against Oscar De La Hoya, a much taller fighter who twice fought for middleweight titles, veteran ringsiders scoffed. At that moment, Pacquiao hadn't yet appeared above 130, and De La Hoya wasn't far removed from having actually captured one of the scorecards in a split decision loss to the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in boxing, Floyd Mayweather Jr. But by the night of December 6, 2008, circumstances had radically changed. Mayweather was retired. Pacquiao had claimed the top pound-for-pound ranking and the lightweight championship at 135 pounds against David Diaz. And Pacquiao's trainer, Freddie Roach, had talked quite a few ringsiders into his belief that Manny Pacquiao was simply going to be too quick and too aggressive for an aging golden boy.
They call this a dream fight, a good dream, a bad dream, an exciting dream. Let's find out.
The Filipino crowd chanting for Pacquiao as he moved toward the center of the ring even before the opening bell.
And as you said, he is bending his head so that there is almost no height difference between them.
Pacquiao lands a brilliant uppercut up the middle. And if round one was mostly Manny Pacquiao, round two is even more so against them. There is a big swelling outside the left eye of Oscar De La Hoya, the product of Manny Pacquiao's right hooks.
He's got Oscar turning. If Oscar can't get set, he can't get his punches wrong. And Manny's turning him. Oscar looks like a guy going out, doing a 360. 3-0. Manny Pacquiao based on not only clean punching, great generalship when he turns the guy.
And if Oscar's not going to move his head, at least he keep his right hand to the center of his face, and he keeps it up.
De La Hoya looked a lot better in May of 2007 against Floyd Mayweather, who was far and away the preeminent fighter in the world at that time, and since then has retired unbeaten. Low blow by Pacquiao after he strafed De La Hoya with the right hand upstairs. When Nacho Beristain asks between rounds for 45s, he's not asking that De La Hoya look 45 years old.
We'd see something more.
No, I think Jim summed it up. There's just too much of everything. He just cannot figure out how to get into the fight, how to hold him off, how to get to him. It's too much of everything tonight.
Oscar is maybe trying to lay a trap, but Manny is too smart and too fast for it.
This fight's going to probably end up being stopped.
Manny Pacquiao is annihilating Oscar De La Hoya. And in the 7th round, De La Hoya has 0 answers for the Pacquiao assault.
No, he cannot do anything. He can't.
Pacquiao is making De La Hoya look old, slow, ineffectual.
has a tough decision in front of him. There's a lot of glory and a lot of money in Oscar De La Hoya's past, but he's getting beaten up here.
This could be the end of the fight.
We're going to stop it. Better we stop it. It's our decision, Oscar. It's a decision that we have to take. There's no reason to continue with this. He's too fast. Are you okay? Are you with that? You agree? Yes. One more round, or is that it? Is that it?
Right now, we're here. The corner is wanting to stop the fight.
Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Let's finish it. That's it. Let's go.
It's done. Manny Pacquiao has beaten Oscar De La Hoya.
And it was the right thing to do.
This was the last thing of all the choices we expected to see in this fight, which was a one-sided fight for Manny Pacquiao.
In 1937 and 1938, Henry Armstrong stunned the boxing world by winning the featherweight championship, going up 21 pounds to welterweight and winning the welterweight championship, coming back down 12 pounds to lightweight and winning the lightweight championship, ruling all three divisions at the same time. He even made a credible shot at trying to win the middleweight championship. This year, Manny Pacquiao won a brilliant battle at the summit of the 130-pound weight class against Juan Manuel Marquez. Moved up a few months later to 135 and cherry-picked a title belt against David Diaz, a fighter we all knew he was going to be. And then shocked Oscar De La Hoya in the welterweight division tonight, winning an easy technical knockout victory. Is Manny Pacquiao the Henry Armstrong of his generation, a fighter so good that the weight class hardly matters?
I would say so, and you forgot he skipped the 140 pound and just went straight to 147. When you look at today, I still see him as a good 130 pounder. So it really means that he's a big force, 130, 35, 40, and 47. And he still beat a very good fight. I was very impressed with him. And the fact that he boxed, he moved, he didn't just physically run in like I thought he would. He fought a very intelligent fight.
Like I said before, I've been dominating the sport for I don't know how many years. And I had to ask you another question. What was Pacquiao in 97, 98, 99, 2000?
It's 105 pounds.
What was his name at? Was he I'm in a whole new era dominating
That's right.
fighters.
And he's a whole new fighter, Floyd.
A whole new fighter?
Oh, yeah.
And when I beat him, what they going to say? Oh, well, we knew this was going to happen. Floyd Mayweather was a bigger fighter, or he could outbox him, or this. It's always excuses.
Full credit to you if you beat him, Floyd. And for Marquez, too, who's a true lightweight champion.
2 with Barrera, 2 with Marquez. Amazing career.
He is the pound-for-pound champion, as far as I'm concerned, because he's earned it the hard way from 122 pounds up to 140 pounds. He hasn't ducked anybody.
There's the speed advantage for Pacquiao. He starts to open up, and he landed a little right hook in there, and follows up by knocking Cotto down. First knockdown of the fight. Now it's Cotto whose back is against the ropes, and he fights his way off, and goes down again.
And Cotto is hurt by that knockdown where he wasn't hurt by the first one.
Into the corner, he's in big trouble now. The fight could end in a matter of seconds. Now Kenny Bayless does his duty.
We thought Manny Pacquiao was great, better than we thought.
Margarito tries to press the action. Pacquiao hits him flush with a big left hand, and then flurries and backs Margarito up again.
Margarito's saying that Pacquiao's not hurting him, but his face is telling a different story.
He's rearranging Margarito's face, and it may never look the same again. And down goes Hatton after he swings and misses with a left hook. Look at the brilliant accuracy of Manny Pacquiao, landing with both right and left hands. Boom! Oh my gosh, what a straight left hand. That is that. What an amazing knockout shot. That is the most spectacular one-punch shot of Manny Pacquiao's incredible career.
It's truly incredible what Manny Pacquiao has done. You have to remember, Mike, and you mentioned the difference in weight. Manny Pacquiao only 2 years ago was a world champion at 130 pounds. So he moves up 2 weight classes, fights Oscar De La Hoya, and now he basically is fighting at welterweight, but fighting a guy 3 weight classes heavier than that. Margarito walked into the ring today at 165 pounds, 17 pounds heavier than Manny Pacquiao. So Pacquiao has to bring so much energy into the ring to keep Margarito at bay. And that's probably why he got hurt, and he got hurt badly twice in this fight. Yet, Mike, I didn't have him losing a single round. All Manny Pacquiao. The worldwide phenomena continues.
The NFL champion will be crowned later in this NFL season here at Dallas Cowboys Stadium. But there's no super brawl this year, and there wasn't one last year or the year before that, because Floyd Mayweather seems to not be willing to fight Manny Pacquiao. And as I mentioned during the last round of the fight we just saw with Pacquiao and Margarito, sometimes a fighter, think of Sugar Ray Leonard watching Marvin Hagler, waits for his chief rival to slow down, waits for just the right moment to fight him. And as impressive as Pacquiao just looked, he got hit much more than we've seen him get hit in years. Looked much more vulnerable, admitted after the fight that he was hurt a couple times to the head and the body. And I think if it's the case that Mayweather's waiting for the right time to fight Pacquiao, the time might be approaching. At least we should hope it's approaching.
So years from now, we'll say, you know, Mayweather was a genius. He waited for Pacquiao to fight 5 bigger guys. He watched him fight a guy who was 17 pounds larger. Maybe he'll take the fight next week.
We'll see.
This incredible ride that Pacquiao's taken us all on, this devastating unbeaten streak in the heavier weight classes will come to an end. Can Tim Bradley make tonight that night?
Robert Byrd signals the official time. Keeper, the bell sounds. Round 1 begins.
Pacquiao's so dangerous in exchanges. Even when the other guy seems to have the upper hand, he can put you on your butt in an eye blink. And at the moment, Bradley.
Hard left hand by Pacquiao down the pipe. Best punch of the round so far. Gets another straight left hand onto Bradley's jaw. 2 big pops for Pacquiao.
Won the round for Pacquiao, they may have.
Another hard left hand by Pacquiao. Straight left. I haven't seen Bradley try to retaliate with a straight right. There it is. And he lands. Right hand landed for Pacquiao that time. Bradley gets him back with a left hook. Pacquiao gets him with a straight left. And the way Bradley put his tongue out and mugged, you know that Pacquiao is bothering him with a straight.
So what does Bradley do here? He doesn't want to run to just survive. He doesn't have the firepower to keep Manny off.
Bradley's trying to fight back.
Well, that's
a moment when it may
big right hand for Bradley at the end of that round.
And the left hand moves Bradley halfway across the ring.
Manny can take the first half of the round off with the first 2 minutes, not sustain too much damage, and then just take over and fight for a minute at the end.
Pacquiao got him a solid right hook, and now there's the straight left again. Right hook by Pacquiao. Left hand by Pacquiao.
Just a tremendous performance against the game in his prime. Young champion, determined to win, never stopped trying, but outclassed.
To the winner by split decision, and new WBO welterweight champion of the world, the Desert Storm, Timothy Bradley.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't think we're blind. I think Harold Letterman is the best scorer alive, and I think that is a terrible, bogus decision.
Fucking network got ripped off. That's bullshit. You won every round. It was a fake fight.
I have never been more shocked and in this case saddened by the outcome of a sports event than I was by that one. I'm talking about the Miracle on Ice, Kirk Gibson, Dwight Clark's catch. Those were all positive outcomes, shockingly positive. In this case, so shockingly negative because, Stephen A., I tweeted round by round. I had it 11-1 Pacquiao. I had it 119-109 Pacquiao. I knew that Pacquiao had landed almost 100 more punches than Timothy Bradley had. I gave him high marks, Timothy Bradley, for taking those punches and hanging in there and coming back for more. And now we hear that both of his feet or legs were hurt. That's just all the more reason to wonder how in the world did those judges score the fight the way they scored it. And Bob Arum said after the fight, he went into the ring and Timothy Bradley said to him, Bob, I gave it my all. I just couldn't beat the guy. So was it a setup? Because they immediately talked about the November 10th rematch. It's just hard for me to believe that it was a setup.
I'm not jealous of him because, shit, look how I'm living. I don't want to live in the Philippines. It's fucked up over there. And that's not what I represent. Am I chasing Manny Pacquiao? Fuck Pacquiao. I've never known a man to turn down a $25 million drug test.
Go to the next business at hand.
Manny Pacquiao take the blood and urine test, we can make the fight happen for all the fans.
And if he doesn't?
We don't got no fight.
Haven't heard it from your voice as of yet. Why did that fight fall apart?
I think there's a lot of, Floyd reason. That's why the fight is canceled. And what I believe is Floyd, he doesn't want the fight.
Manny, there was a lot of negotiation with the type of blood testing that would be for that fight. A lot of fans are wondering, why not submit to WADA-style testing? Why wouldn't you do that?
I'm not saying.
Only logical conclusion that we could make was that the other side couldn't produce Mayweather, and Mayweather didn't want to do the fight.
How scared is Floyd Mayweather of fighting Manny Pacquiao?
Wait, only $1 billion?
Hey, it was your word.
How about, wait, can I go to,
gonna be disrespectful?
Can I go to a gazillion trillion? Because that's how scared he is. What have I been telling you? He just verified everything I've been saying for the last 6 months. He's scared to death of Manny Pacquiao. And he keeps using as his dodge, as his excuse, his escape, PEDs. Manny's already said, I'll take the needle test. I'll take it close to the fight. Well, what's the problem here? And again, I'm going to use my eyes. By the way, I had LASIK surgery, so I think my eyes are actually better than yours at my age. I'm 2015.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
I am 2015 too, but go ahead.
So my eyes keep telling me, wait, does Manny look like a steroid creation? Does he look like he could start at linebacker in the National Football League? Does he look like some mini Schwarzenegger?
Well,
does he look ripped?
Actually,
no, he does not.
You see them python? You see them legs on that boy?
Floyd kept
He's not on my level. The fans would love to see the fight. And of course, I want to go out with a bang. So let's make this fight happen. Manny Pacquiao, Bob Arum, you guys have been ducking us for years. We tired of you guys fooling the public, fooling the critics. Before we tried to make the fight happen, you guys didn't want to take random blood in urine testing. So that's why the fight didn't happen. Then I offered you $40 million. Then you didn't want to make the fight happen. You lost twice. Now you're coming back begging for the same money. That's not going to happen. Let's make this fight happen for the people and for the fans. Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao, May 2nd.
May 2nd in Las Vegas, or if you prefer the countdown, 71 days away, whatever you prefer. It's huge. Floyd and Manny Pacquiao, this is at a Miami Heat game a few weeks ago, leading to some speculation that perhaps the fight was a little bit closer. They were together. Who knows what was said here? A lot of people thought it was about the purse split. Would Mayweather need to get more? Mayweather's legacy is on the line. He's unblemished. Pacquiao's lost 2 of his last fights. Would it happen? The fight everybody wanted to see, needed to see, preferred to see 5 years ago. But still, as many have called it, the fight of this generation is indeed on. As you take a look at the tail of the tape, Mayweather is slightly older, but he is perfect, and that's why so much is riding on the line for him. Pacquiao has struggled lately. Reach advantage by 5 inches goes to Money Mayweather, and at the end of the day, we'll see what happens. It'll actually be determined in the ring May 2nd.
Number 1 pound for pound, 47 wins, Pacquiao. The pride of the Philippines, the knockout.
Feels like the atmosphere of those great fights in the 80s.
Crowd is ready for the first 3 rounds of that fight. Mayweather walked Alvarez down, backed him up.
This fight, and Freddie Roach told us he was going to try to catch. Not always been a quick starter.
Hard right hand again.
Took Kenny Bayless a long time to get there. Bayless was
here in the first minute and a half of the second round.
Double jab, he goes against the ropes.
Hard left hand by Pacquiao. Hey, you really think you need to foul me?
He holds every time Pacquiao gets in there. Will he get warned for that?
Still having trouble finding the target. Now he's got Mayweather
in a corner.
You don't call him the best defensive fighter ever
Right
for no
hand
reason.
by Pacquiao as Mayweather was trying to get away. Hard right hand by Mayweather. Retaliation. Official ringside scores, 2 of them.
Them landing, but this is what he wants.
Ending, though, of the need to develop angles and not come straight down the middle. Although that left hand landed for Pacquiao and maybe hurt Floyd Mayweather. Mayweather covering up and protecting. Oriented crowd is going wild. Hard right hand by Pacquiao. He landed his right. Punches might Pacquiao be able to get going at some point. And there's the Mayweather right hand.
Do that. Yeah, but the difference is,
Back coming into this fight, he has thrown and landed at exactly the same percentage against lefties as righties.
Another left hand lands for Pacquiao.
He's gotten them in.
This is a reminder of the early rounds of the Oscar De La Hoya fight. When
that long jab is making Pacquiao stay outside like that right there.
Scorecards, it would be because of the jab.
Hard right hand by Mayweather. Pacquiao's got him in a corner. Here's his chance.
Biggest issue is, as we see the Herald's unofficial scorecard with Mayweather.
Gets him into the corner. Starts one of those flurries across the ring and lunged at him with a long right hand. He believes that he has Manny beaten. Mayweather treated it as serious business. The ring without the tactical ammunition to open up Mayweather's envelope.
All 3 in favor of the winner by unanimous decision. He is now the unified WBC, WBA, and WBO welterweight champion of the world, and still undefeated, Floyd Manny Mayweather.
What's your impression of this fight?
Well, it's a good fight. I thought I won the fight.
You thought you won the fight? Why?
He didn't do nothing. He always move outside.
Well, but he had to be hitting you with something because you weren't attacking him with the same kind of ferocity that we sometimes see you attack. Was he not doing something to keep you off?
Yeah, I mean, I got him many times, solid punches, and I think I thought I won the fight.
Manny, what's next for you?
Well, take it easy, vacation, and Bob will take care of the rest.
Thanks as always, Manny.
After more than 60 fights, an almost insurmountable task by all physical logic. But tonight he showed us one more time, and he was still Manny Pacquiao.
What a sharp signature punch by Manny Pacquiao. Exclamation point on the 5th round.
Manny Pacquiao. Oh, down goes Thurman! And let me tell you, that was just a quick punch.
Uppercut again, and he puts him down again. Pacquiao floors him the 3rd time. Pacquiao has done it. Knockout victory on his return fight.
The ageless wonder, the one and only current WBA welterweight champion of the world, Manny Pacquiao.
It's difficult for me to accept that my time as a boxer is over. Today, I am announcing my retirement. I never thought that this day would come. As I hang up my boxing gloves, I would like to thank the whole world, especially the Filipino people, for supporting Manny Pacquiao. Thank you for changing my life. When my family was desperate, you give us hope. You give me the chance to fight our way out of poverty. Because of you, I was able to inspire people all over the world. Because of you, I have been given the courage to change more lives. I will never forget what I have done and accomplished in my life that I can't imagine. I just heard the final bell. Goodbye, boxing.